Hello and welcome back to the Right Within podcast. I'm your host, Michaela the Conscious Queen, and today's episode we're going to be talking about self-love. I know you guys have heard the phrase, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love someone else? Right? Am I right? I mean, I've heard this over and over, time and time again, and it is absolutely true. It's like anytime you try to overcompensate or you try to do something for someone and you don't love yourself, it always backfires, right? And we're so confused as to why, and it's because the love on the inside is not there. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what is self-love, why is self-love even important in our spiritual journey, and how we can live life in a more loving way towards ourselves and others. So first, let's talk about what self-love even is, right? Some people have no idea what self-love is, right? Is self-love just buying yourself nice things? Is it taking that vacation? Is it, whatever, like, as certain examples, right, that I just listed, those are versions of self-love. But if I had to give a definition, I would say self-love is mostly the ability to accept who you are, flaws and everything, right? So accept, what you love about yourself, and accept what you don't really like about yourself either, right? For self-love is taking the good with the bad, right? Self-love is saying, I'm gonna believe in myself when I'm feeling great, and I'm gonna believe in myself when I'm not feeling so great. Self-love is super important on the spiritual journey because it reminds us of why we're here, right? It reminds us of the power that we have inside of us. And if you don't love yourself, you're neglecting your power. You're stepping on your own toes, right? When you love yourself, you get out of your way. You say, you know what? I'm going to let me flourish. You don't get in your way. You say, you know what? I'm going to succeed. Why not? Why can't I succeed? I totally can. So that's why I think self-love is important, because it allows you to grow as a spiritual being, as a emotional being, right? Love is a very strong, powerful emotion. And it also acknowledges the God-given gift that we all have within us. So it is a gift, love in general is just a gift from the universe, from, the source. And you were created with love. So it only makes sense for you to want the best for yourself, right? It only makes sense for you to go after your dreams, to take care of yourself, to work hard when you need to and rest when you need to, right? The creator, I personally believe, like, the creator God wants us to be self-loving. And a lot of people, I've heard about this, they will confuse self-love with being selfish. It is not selfish to love yourself, okay? I always like to use this analogy when I'm talking about self-love. When you're on the plane and the plane is crashing, what do they say? They say, put the mask on yourself first. Put the mask on yourself first, and then you can help somebody out, right? Like, doesn't that make perfect sense? Like, how the hell are you gonna give somebody water from your cup if your cup is fucking empty, man? You gotta fill your cup up first, and you gotta drink out of it, and then you can focus on other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not selfish to love yourself. It's actually how you live a good life, by prioritizing your needs, by stating your boundaries. Okay, we're gonna get deeper into this in this episode, ways on how you can love yourself, ways on how you can prioritize you in your life, because, other people are very important. Yes, our friends, our family, our relationships, our work, our school, whatever, those things are definitely important, but none of those things can function if you can't function. You have to function first, and everything else comes after that. All right. So we're going to get into a couple of ways on how you can love yourself, right? How you can manifest better things into your life through the power of self-love. Okay. So, first, let's just recognize that your soul wants love. Everybody wants love on some sort of level. I think as human beings, it's one of the most powerful things that we have been blessed to experience: love, joy, happiness, peace, serenity, quiet, bliss, right? All these things, you were meant to experience them. So, your soul is like, hey, like, I know there's better. I know there's better out there. I know there's better. And sometimes you haven't had many examples. Some people might not have examples in their life of what that looks like, but that's why you're listening to this awesome podcast, so we can go over some real life examples of how self-love is and looks in the real world, right? And when we embrace this, right, when we use these methods, we actually end up attracting more love into our lives. I know it's so trippy. This is another topic for another episode, but we live in a holographic universe, right? Like, you can say something or you can feel something on the inside and it's going to show up on the outside, okay? So if you're loving yourself and you're taking care of yourself and you're putting your best foot forward, best believe other people will start complimenting you. Other people will start loving you. Other people will start giving you good energy. All right, so let's get into the ways on how you can love yourself more. All right, so the first way to how to love yourself a little bit more is positive self-talk. Okay, encouraging affirmation. You definitely do not want to bash yourself. I really don't like those people who say, oh yeah, it's self-deprecating humor, or I'm just joking. No, your subconscious, okay, FYI, your subconscious does not know the difference between you joking and you not joking. So whenever you say something like, I'm ugly or nobody likes me, yeah, that's exactly how your subconscious is gonna act it out in the real world. People are not gonna like you. People are gonna think that you're ugly. So what you have to do is transform the way that you talk to yourself. Say positive, affirming, encouraging statements like, I can do this. This is like one of my favorite statements. I can do this. I can succeed. What else? I am awesome. Okay. I am a good person. I have pure intentions, right? And the more you affirm yourself, and I'm talking daily affirmation, you don't have to spend too much time. You don't even have to spend 10 minutes, just maybe 5 minutes out of your day where you just sing, you just compliment yourself and you say, you know what? I'm proud of you. I'm so happy that you're winning. I'm so happy. And this is you talking to you, right? This is how you would speak to your friend like this, right? You would tell your friend good things, right? So why not tell yourself the same beautiful things? Like, look yourself in the mirror and say, wow, I love you. I love you so much. You're so beautiful. You're so brilliant. How did I get so lucky? How did I get so lucky? You really have to, this goes into like lucky girl syndrome, right? You really have to believe that you are a lucky girl or a lucky guy. And that happens through positive self-talk. That happens through encouragement and positive affirmation throughout your day. So I like to do it first thing in the morning. When I wake up, I say everything's working out for me. I have such a beautiful life. Wow, I'm so grateful for everything that I have. I have water, I have food, I have a roof over my head, I have family, I have friends, and just going through the blessings, right? The blessings that you have right now. So that's a really good way on how to love yourself a little bit more. Talk to yourself with love, right? Like, talk to yourself as if you were a kid, as if you were a baby. Would you yell at a baby? No. Would you talk badly to a baby? No, you would treat it like, so calm and so precious and so sweet. So that's how you should talk to yourself. Be kind and precious and sweet, loving, okay? And now the next part of how to love yourself more is by speaking your truth. All right, I can't stress this enough, right? We have to, and I mean, if you really love yourself, you have to speak up for yourself. Like I said, treat yourself like you're a kid. If you were being mistreated as a child, would you just sit by and let it happen, or would you speak up for yourself? Legit, you should speak up for yourself. You should speak your truth. If something is bothering you, or if something doesn't sit well with you, you shouldn't sit there and fake and pretend like it's okay, because you're literally hurting yourself in the process. When you pretend and you push down how you really feel, it has no other way but to show up in a very toxic, destructive way in your life. So just face it. I know sometimes we don't want to have those uncomfortable conversations, right? We don't want to disrupt the flow. But guess what? Sometimes you just have to be real. You just have to be real with yourself. If you don't like fucking chicken, say, you know what? I don't like fucking chicken. I don't. I mean, I love chicken, but that's just an example, right? Or when you really do like something, like, for example, let's say, like, all your friends, what do they like? Like, let's say your friends like a bunch of like perfumes, right? And you just can't stand perfume. It just makes your nose itch and you start sneezing. That's when you say, you know what? I'm not really into perfume. I mean, I could do a little lotion, but not perfume. It just bugs me. Or vice versa. If your friends hate perfume, they hate perfume. No, stinky, smelly, gross, right? But you love perfume. You're a love perfume addict, right? That's when you can say, you know what, guys, I don't think perfume is that bad. I think if you look for the right one, you'll find something really good. So it works like that, right? Speaking your truth. What feels good to you when it feels like it's coming from your heart, right? Speaking from your heart and honoring your most authentic self. I feel like this is so important in self-love, because you're giving yourself the right of way, right? You're giving yourself that permission to step into your truest form, step into who you really are, right? You're not putting a buffer up, or allowing people to treat you a certain way. You're being honest with yourself, and in return, that's how people are going to treat you. They're going to be honest with you, and they're going to appreciate you because they see that you appreciate yourself. All right, the next one deals with the mind, body, and soul. We really want to talk about how loving yourself, is having to do with healing your mind and your body and your soul. So what does that mean? When we heal our minds, we work on our mental health, right? So we we journal, or we read good books, right? Or we watch funny content. We watch a bunch of cat videos, a bunch of dog videos. We put all these high vibrational good things into our mind. We don't watch toxic content or drama or any of those things that cause those negative lower emotions. We watch high vibrational content, content that engages our heart center and makes us feel good about life. Like, I love watching, like I said, cat videos. I just love smiling. I love seeing them. They're so funny and cute and adorable. So yeah, that's doing health for your mind. Okay, reading good books, listening to good audio, listening to good music, right? Don't listen to things that make you feel sad. Like, I am not the type of person that will listen to the sad music. Like, if I'm feeling sad and I don't want to feel sad anymore, I'm gonna put on some jolly golly music. Like, I'm gonna put on like Michael Jackson or something. Like, I love Michael, but anyway. So yeah, like that's healing your mind. And then healing your body is pretty obvious, right? We got to do our fitness, our exercise, right? And you don't have to be like in the gym 6 days a week. Like, if you want to do that, that's cool, but just simple movement of your body, moving your body. Your body is designed to move. So just moving your body, going for like a nice little walk or a bike ride, or doing some exercises in your living room, or going to the gym, whatever you can, just to get your body moving, just to get that flow. That's good high vibrational energy when you exercise, when you sweat, when you let go of all those things. And as a psychology major, exercise has actually been linked to better mental health. Okay, this is not, I didn't make it up. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Okay. And lastly, healing your soul, right? So what does that look like? That's meditation, honey. That's meditation. That's surrounding yourself with good people. Okay, because let's be real, sometimes when you don't love yourself, you're gonna surround yourself with shitty people. When you love yourself, you're only gonna surround yourself with people that love you and people that want the best for you. So that's for your soul, right? Your soul tribe. You want to surround yourself with people who are brilliant, who are caring, who are awesome, who don't have negative things to say. Sometimes, I used to have friends back in the day. I'm only 22 anyway. So, but I used to have friends like once upon a time that, like, almost every time I would talk to them, there would be some sort of drama. Somebody's doing this. I'm just like, damn, like, are you ever gonna have a good day? Like, fuck, are you ever gonna be like, are you ever gonna be like good? Like, why is there always some drama? You gotta really like distance yourself from those people, or cut them off even, because you deserve peace. All right, if you're listening to the Right Within podcast, you're concerned on how to live right within, and that means peace, and that means positivity, and that means inner self-love. All right, and then you just gotta stay true to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, right? That's like the biggest thing, like with self-love. If you don't love yourself, you're gonna tell yourself a bunch of fucking lies, man. Like, if you don't appreciate yourself, if you don't think that you're awesome, you're gonna straight up lie to yourself and just be really toxic and do things that you don't want to do, but you do them anyway, right? It's time to stop that behavior, right? It's time to do what we want to do. Legit. It's time to stay away from the toxicity. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what is good for you and what is bad for you, because you can feel it. We all have this inner intuition, this inner feeling, letting us know what's good for us versus what's not. So you got to listen to that feeling, right? If you know that when you drink, you have a fucking terrible hangover the next day, stop drinking, or have like one drink and like a lot of food. You know what I'm saying? Like, do things for you that is going to help you, not hurt you. And you know exactly what helps you and what doesn't, right? So we got to stay away from the toxicity. And how do you know the difference? Well, one thing is going to make you feel great. The other thing is going to make you feel like shit. All right. So your job is to stay away from things that make you feel like shit. All right. I hope that makes sense, right? And self-love is, really how we fall in love with life. I feel like if you love yourself, the more you love your life, the more you're going to wake up and feel good and be like, yes, like, I'm so excited to live this life. I'm so excited to go about my day. I'm so excited to, go to class, like, whatever, like, you're so excited to just wake up and be yourself, right? And be this awesome person that you were meant to be, right? So this is how you heal yourself from the inside out, through self-love. This is how you get rid of all the toxicity. This is how you push out all the unwanted energy, is by loving on yourself, giving yourself those good words, right? Those words of, girl, you got this, or boy, you got this, like, I got this. Like, you gotta hype yourself up. You gotta be like your own hype man, okay? That's how you heal yourself from the inside out. All right. And you know what's the magical thing about this is that when you are loving and kind to yourself, you're just kind of gonna be nicer to everybody else, right? Like, you ever had a really good day, like something went really well in your life, and then you were just smiling and you had good energy, and everyone's like, oh, what did she drink today? Like, or what did he have for breakfast? Like, they're kind of like, you're trying to figure out why you're so happy, and it's because you genuinely love yourself. Like, you genuinely love your life. You genuinely love what you're doing. And so it radiates, and people feel that, and people are going to want to, they're going to want a piece of whatever you're doing. And what you're doing is listening to the Right Within podcast. Okay, so tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody about the Right Within podcast. We want to grow our family on here. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much. You guys are the best. All right, so yeah, we want to grow. Right? We want to get better. We want to love ourselves. We want to heal ourselves from the inside out. And that starts with love. Loving ourselves. That starts with saying no to all the shit that just gets under your skin. You just gotta walk away, man. Just walk away. Just say, you know what? I'm too good for this shit. And you just walk away. I'm telling you, it works like a charm. Works every time, man. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you guys so much tuning into this episode. Next week, we will be talking about feminine energy. Oh my God, one of my favorite topics. I love feminine energy. If you love feminine energy, tune in to next week's episode, because that is what we're going to be talking about. All right, have a blessed week, guys. Have a blessed weekend. And I will see you next week. Stay right within.